Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Power of One, the channel where I'm trying to build a community here for each and every one of us to remind us we have power. And as if, we needed an example, let's take a look at the GameStop trading fiasco that's going on right now. A bunch of folks on Reddit decided to use their power to take on the untouchable Wall Street machine and literally destroyed billions of dollars worth of folks trying to bank on people failing, is essentially what it came down to. They revitalized the stock for GameStop and taught some folks a valuable lesson in the process. The power of one, each person bringing their power to a collective and successfully changing the world. There's going to be repercussions on this one for a while now. There's a good example of us bringing our power together, the power of one. We are back with another episode of WandaVision. Again, I've been dodging bullets of spoilers like the Matrix folk, so I can go into this completely blind. My theory is that this episode is going to take place outside the dome barrier weird sort of thing around this neighborhood to follow Geraldine, who I have a theory is one of two people, either Rory Williams or Monica Rambeau. So we'll see if either of those comes to fruition. Yeah. The last couple of episodes, or the last few episodes, I know that my videos haven't exactly been full of exposition. That's really for two reasons. One, this is a Disney show, and I'm trying not to tempt the beast to smack me with the copyright hammer. So I haven't been including as many clips from the show as I could. I understand that. That's me being a little bit paranoid. I could probably include more. The other reason there hasn't been that much commentary is because I literally have no idea what the fuck is going on. I have some ideas, but my brain is trying to process things so much, even the little minute details, that I have issues just kind of stopping and commentating. I'm hoping that this episode will give me a little more freedom to do that, if I'm correct in my assumption of what the episode's going to be. But yeah, just a lot of those tiny symbols and references and little hints at what's really going on. A lot of that is going to make me truly wonder. So I cannot wait for this episode. Let's get into it and hope we get a couple of answers that I guarantee will only lead to more questions.
They're all coming back. We don't have the capacity.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Monica Rambeau. Yes, she was the little girl from Captain Marvel that a lot of folks may remember. And she was apparently affected by the snap, which that's really interesting that they take this bent with it. Like, most of the other stuff has been about the people that remain behind. This is, to my knowledge, the first real example of the experience of being snapped from, that perspective. And I really like that, playing it up well, just that lost chaotic confusion and obviously just being in the middle of this uber chaotic situation, because hell, there may have been people that snapped to dust on the operating table. Are they going to reappear like wide open and shit with no doctors there? Because that's going to be a little twisted. I have so many questions. Okay, so that's an interesting change from the comics. SWORD in the comics, the acronym is Sentient World Observation, blah, blah, blah. In this one, it's Sentient Weapon. So they are actually making SWORD into S.H.I.E.L.D's replacement by the look of it, in referring to mutant superpowers enhanced as sentient weapons. So it's an interesting but kind of distinct change that could mean a lot of different things, and them taking Sword in a different direction than they were in the comics.
No such place.
You're saying the town of Westview, New Jersey doesn't exist?
Wow, so the extent that her effect on the surrounding was more than just walling off a town. It literally made anyone with association forget that the town existed. That's impressive power.
I'm a chemical engineer.
No one cares.
All right, grab your gear.
I don't know why I'm so ecstatically happy that Darcy is back with her smartass. Like, I loved the character, even though they turned her into pure comic relief in Thor 2. I loved the character, the not traditional, like, nerdy person, but still smart and just gives zero fucks. So I am really, really happy she's back. She's involved. I'm looking forward to this.
Research Lab, Space Command 2, Bonafide Joint Multi-Service Response. Really looking forward to the commemorative t-shirt. How did it change and why?
Let's go with the production design.
Or render it useless?
Why'd you colorize it?
I didn't.
Okay, so we know most of the anomalies thus far have been caused by the Sword acting on the bubble, or whatever you want to call it, the hexagon. Now that we know that's the shape, hex power. So that's an interesting move, which means that most of these fractures haven't been coming from Wanda, at least thus far. When you take a look at how they're paralleling this, the most interesting one is going to be when that dude comes out of the sewers. What's the effect on the outside going to be versus the effect on the inside? Because that's when she turned back time. So we'll see how this goes. They didn't cover anything. Like, okay, maybe they'll touch on it in a minute. Maybe this is part of the effect that everyone just forgot about that guy that they sent in, because they all have a connection with him, as was posited by Rambo. But, like, they just skipped over it? The show. And with a mighty Hadouken, she was pushed out. Okay, so again, we're getting that glimpse that when things breach this dream that somebody has put around Wanda, whether it was Wanda herself or someone else, it slowly takes her back over once that breach is gone. She booted Monica out, and you could see it slowly encroach back on her brain, which, mad props to the actress for conveying that without words. Like, it was very obviously there. So I'm here for this. This is great. Well, all right then. So we know that Wanda is firmly in control of everything that's going on. Yet these incursions keep happening, these little blips and things outside of her power. Now, in the last episode, there was some things that seemed out of her control that were happening, but was that the result of Monica being there? Again, something from outside. Or is something slowly destabilizing what Wanda did? So that'll be an interesting thing, and it does come down to, why the TV show? You know, why is it actually broadcasting? Is there something else involved? You know, was this... That's one theory. What was this a deal with the devil, so to speak, to get Vision back? And if so, this is going to end terribly. So, I am 100% waiting for episode 5, because I want to see if they go back to the show, if they start doing back and forth, you know, kind of real-time parallels. We shall see, but we officially have Monica Rambeau back in the MCU. Darcy's still here, even Agent Woo. So I'm happy that they've kept these characters going as well. I hope you enjoyed this one. Had a little more to talk about this time, which is great. But I hope it put a smile on your face. I hope just taking a little bit of time out of your day to join me has improved it somewhat. I know that I am not a cure-all for somebody's bad day. I try to be, but some days are just beyond me. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed this. You know what to do if you want to give me a hand, so I'm not going to go over it again. But make sure that you help somebody else. Make sure you reach out to a housemate, a coworker, someone you meet on the street. Give a ride to a stranger in crap weather. Just do what you can to help the world. Be safe, drink your water, take your meds, and I will see you all in the next video.